Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Coach Jay. We're on Journey Junction. Today, we're continuing on with the teaching or the conversation that we're having. It's sustaining motivation, beating burnout, and finding your drive. That's right, beating burnout, which we all can probably talk about, and sustaining or finding our drive. In other words, motivation is a center for long-term success, and we call it sustaining motivation. Motivation is what gets you started, but it's not always what keeps you going. Let's face it, the initial excitement of chasing our new goal doesn't last forever. Life gets busy, obstacles rise, and burnout creeps in. Somehow we find we have to find out how to deal with things when the very fire begins to burn out. See, it burns out because sometimes life becomes too challenging. It becomes too hard to make those adjustments. And it catches at an inopportune time where we're probably dealing with this challenge or that challenge, and we're trying to stay motivation to reach our end goal, our big goal. And I'm reminded of a client that I was sitting there talking to. His name is Marcus, and Marcus was trying to get ahead in his game. He wanted to be one of the premier people in his job that people would go to. In order to get that, he had to achieve a certain certificate. He wanted a certificate for, just say, for example, a Microsoft certificate to show that he's more knowledgeable in the different things of Microsoft. I'm just giving an example, no plug to them. They don't pay me for this. I just want to throw that out there. But this certificate, he was all motivated to get it. He was inspired and he pushed out to do it. He did everything he could do to get in line. He would make sure that he set time to read, he set time to study. Even late in the evening, he would go and do everything he could to make sure that he was in place. But because the certificate was something that he would finish in 5 or 6 days, it was over a period of time. That very fire and initiative that he had, it started to burn out. It started to dwindle a little bit. And he got discouraged and he began to procrastinate and he stopped going through the normal things of making sure that he stays in progress. But then he began slowly to put from every day to once a week to once every other week. And so we had a discussion and I said, so let's talk about it. What's going on? What is happening with your course? He says, it's just not happening. I'm bored. I'm not inspired like I used to be. And I said, okay. And I wait till he finished sharing all the other things. And I went back to this. So explain to me your why. He was like, what do you mean? Why are you striving to get the certificate? He was like, because I need it for this, that, and the other. I said, cool. So let's harness that why and let that why be your motivator. The sooner you get it done, then the likelihood of you getting that promotion or getting that advancement or be that point person that you're striving to be will be achievable because you have the very resources that you felt that's needed in order for you to achieve. He sat back and he said, yeah, but it's easier said than done. I said, no, you got to remember, this why is going to be your contribution to your success. So by talking to him more about identifying his why, he became more engaged. He got back in his motivation. And not only did he get motivated and he was back focused, but he ended up finished the course quicker than what he expected. So that brief time of him reshuffling and getting himself back in line and refocusing gave him the opportunity to advance. So with that, I came up with 3 ways to deal with that. By dealing with Marcus, I understood is that we need to teach each other to reconnect back to your why. Remember, why is your biggest motivator. And when you feel yourself getting discouraged or you feel like you're in a procrastinated stage, remember, find your why. Find your why. Your why will get you back inspired, or it should get you back inspired to keep going forward with that. Another thing that Marcus failed to do was celebrate his achievements. Again, you're going to hear me talk over and over again about celebrating your achievement and not trying to look at it other than celebrate progress and not perfection. He should celebrate the fact that he was going through the course. He was engaged. He was making opportunity for it. He was advancing himself a little bit at a time because no matter how long it took him to finish the course. Each time he read, each time he took his test, each time he took his exam, he was imparting a learning curve in him. He was learning something that he didn't know together, or reinforcing what he did know, so now he can stand even stronger when sharing this information with others. So he had to learn to celebrate his progress and not his perfection. Burnout often comes when focusing on what is left instead of what we are trying to achieve. See, burnout is that part where you're getting overwhelmed and you just feel like you just can't move on and you just don't go. But we need to get past that. We need to say, no, I'm not burned out. I'm just revamping. I'm relocating myself. I'm repositioning myself. And I want to re-embrace that why so that I can keep going on and not let these daunting moments that I'm now surfacing in my mind begin to pregnate or restrict my forward progress. The last thing is to recharge. Most of us don't understand that motivation requires energy, and energy requires rest. Motivation requires energy, and energy requires rest. You got to understand, no matter where you go at, you got to find times where you can separate from your current progress and find opportunities. If it's just a brief walk, or is it sitting back and just having conversation with someone, or sitting there and having a glass of water or tea, where you're not focusing on the end goal, but focusing on accepting the small wins that led you to where you are now. Celebrating the fact that you are here. Celebrating the fact that you made it thus far. So this week, I challenge you to identify one habit or activity that recharges your motivation. Maybe it's revisiting your goals, celebrating a recent win, or taking a break to refocus. Share the strategy with us at Level Up. We love to hear it. Or any other community that you're in, and let's inspire each other to keep going. Remember, motivation isn't about hype all the time. It's about building systems that keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, even when the excitement fades. So I want y'all to understand, we get caught up on the excitement so much, or the hype, as people say, and by doing so, we end up losing our focus. We lose why we do what we're doing. I want y'all to focus on getting your why in place. I want you to focus on your wins. I want to focus on your achievements. I want you to focus on what drives you. Hey, this is Coach Jay, and I want to thank you all for taking the time to join us here, either in the Level Up group, Level Up Zone group, on the podcast, or Journey Junction's videos. I want to encourage you to keep motivating. Keep finding your why, keep pressing forward. And when you find yourself at a place, reach out to me. I'm James Johnson. I'm a performance coach, doctor of psychology. I'm here to help you to advance you. And most of the time, it's the way we approach things and our mindset. I want you to understand that the great individual who wrote this thing, Albert Einstein, that says, if you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, that's called insanity. You're not insane. The thing is that you have started a routine that may be a failing routine, and you just need to look at it from a different perspective. What is my goal with me and the team is to encourage you to look at things from a different lens. It doesn't mean I'm trying to tell you that you have to do it my way or another way. I'm going to provide you with information where others have said, or studies that have presented, or articles have said, this has been an acceptable way to achieve certain goals. And in my mind, if I can share that to you, I give you a chance to change your perspective. Now, what you do with it is on you, but I'm giving you a way to look at something from a different lens. So if you would like to know more, you can always visit our website at onemovementllc.com, or you can visit me by sending me an email at james@onemovementllc.com. You can comment in the Level Up, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you there. Or you can respond to either the podcast or video that you have. And if you don't do anything, you want to be a guest, or you want to tell me something that you would like me to elaborate on, please feel free to let me know. Again, the way to get in contact with me is at james@onemovementllc, and we could talk about it more. Until we talk again, thank you for joining us on Level Up. Thank you for joining us on the podcast, Journey Junction Podcast. And thank you for joining us on YouTube on this video set here. One movement is the way. Remember, one step, one completion. With that being said, have a great week.